Welcome, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Today we dive into the mysterious world of the 1982 D Washington quarter, an ordinary-looking coin that could hold extraordinary value. Struck by the United States Mint and featuring the legendary George Washington, this quarter may appear worn, dirty, and easily overlooked, but don't be fooled. Hidden beneath its rough condition could be rare minting errors or unique features that collectors dream about. Before you spend that coin, take a closer look, because this small piece of history might just have the power to change your fortune overnight. Top 6. First up, the 1982 D Washington quarter is one of those coins that quietly sits in circulation history, yet under the right conditions, it can transform into something extraordinary. Struck at the United States Mint in Denver, this quarter carries the D Mint mark and represents a transitional era in American coinage when cost-cutting and production challenges led to subtle variations. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary 25-cent piece, especially in a very dirty and worn condition, but that is exactly where the hidden story begins. 1982, the Mint was dealing with budget limitations, and for the first time in decades, official mint sets were not released. This decision had a huge impact. It meant fewer carefully preserved coins entered the collector market, and most 1982 D quarters went straight into circulation. As a result, finding high-quality examples today is already difficult, but finding rare errors or unusual specimens in rough, dirty condition can be even more surprising. Now imagine a coin that appears heavily circulated, darkened, worn, and overlooked. Most people would ignore it, but collectors know that sometimes the most valuable coins are hiding under layers of grime. A 1982 D Washington quarter in very dirty condition could still carry a rare minting error, such as an off-center strike, doubled die features, or even a wrong planchet strike. These hidden traits are what can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure worth thousands, or in extreme, one-of-a-kind cases, far more. The design itself features George Washington on the obverse, a symbol of stability and legacy. But ironically, it's the imperfections around this design that can make the coin incredibly valuable. A misaligned strike, unusual texture, or missing details due to mint errors can create a unique fingerprint that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. Let's talk about value, the part that captures everyone's imagination. In normal circulated condition, a 1982 D quarter is worth just face value, about 25 cents. Even in better preserved states, it might reach a few dollars. However, when a rare error or exceptional condition is involved, the value can jump dramatically into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some rare quarters from similar years have sold for tens of thousands when they exhibit extreme minting anomalies. Now here, where the dream begins to take shape. The idea of $1 million coin is not entirely impossible, but it requires something truly extraordinary. A standard 1982 D quarter, even in dirty condition, will not reach that level unless it has a unique, previously undiscovered error or historical significance. Coins that reach $1 million status are typically one-of-a-kind pieces with verified rarity and strong demand from elite collectors. Still, the excitement around this coin is real. A dirty condition does not mean worthless, it means undiscovered. Dirt can hide doubling, rare die cracks, or even unusual metal compositions. Some collectors specifically search for uncleaned coins because cleaning can actually reduce value. That layer of grime might be protecting something rare underneath. The Denver mint mark D itself can also be a point of focus. On some coins, the mint mark may appear weak, misplaced, or doubled. These variations are subtle but extremely important. A slightly shifted or doubled mint mark can be the difference between a coin worth cents and one worth a collector's serious attention. Another factor to consider is grading. If your 1982 D quarter, even in dirty condition, is authenticated and graded by a professional service, its value becomes clearer. Sometimes what looks like heavy wear is actually a rare strike issue. Professional evaluation can reveal hidden details that the naked eye might miss. The idea that this coin could make you a billionaire overnight is a powerful and exciting thought, often used to capture attention. While it's important to stay realistic, it's equally important not to underestimate what you might have. History has shown that rare coins have been found in everyday change, jars, and forgotten collections. If you truly have a 1982 D Washington quarter in very dirty condition, the best step is not to clean it and not to spend it. Preserve it exactly as it is. Store it safely, and if possible, have it examined by an expert. What looks like a simple coin could carry a hidden story waiting to be discovered. In the end, the 1982 D quarter represents more than just currency, it represents possibility. Most will remain ordinary, but a rare few may carry extraordinary value. Whether worth 25 cents or thousands of dollars, the thrill lies in the mystery. And sometimes, that mystery is what turns a small piece of metal into a life-changing discovery. Next up, the 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark is one of those coins that sparks curiosity, excitement, and sometimes wild imagination among collectors and treasure hunters alike. At first glance, it may look like just another ordinary coin that has passed through countless hands, but hidden beneath its worn surface could be a story of rarity, condition, and collector demand that transforms it into something far more valuable than its face value. When we talk about a 1977 quarter without a mint mark, we are referring to a coin produced in Philadelphia, as coins from that mint traditionally did not carry a mint mark during that time. Millions of these coins were struck, which means that in general, they are not considered rare in circulated condition. However, the real magic begins when we look deeper into specific factors like condition, minting errors, and unique characteristics that can elevate this coin from ordinary to extraordinary. Condition plays a powerful role in determining value. A heavily worn, dirty 1977 quarter may still hold only modest value, often close to its face value. But if that same coin, even without a mint mark, shows unusual features or retains sharp details despite dirt or tunning, collectors begin to take notice. Sometimes what appears as dirty could actually be natural tunning, which in rare cases enhances the coin's visual appeal and desirability. Now let's step into the world of rare errors where coins truly become valuable. 1977 quarter with striking errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet defects, can command significantly higher prices. These minting mistakes are not common, and collectors are always hunting for such unique pieces. A rare error combined with a recognizable date like 1977 can push the value into hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on severity and demand. There's also the fascinating category of high-grade coins. If a 1977 no mint mark quarter has somehow survived in near-perfect condition, graded as MS65 or higher by professional grading services, it becomes much more desirable. Coins in such pristine condition are extremely rare because most quarters enter circulation quickly and accumulate wear. These high-grade examples can sell for impressive prices at auctions. It is important to understand that not every 1977 quarter will make you rich overnight. Claims of millions of dollars are often exaggerated unless the coin is an extraordinary error or a one-of-a-kind specimen. However, that does not mean your coin lacks value. Even modestly rare variations can still be worth far more than 25 cents, especially to the right collector at the right time. Collectors are driven by passion, and sometimes a coin's story adds to its worth. A well-preserved or unusual 1977 quarter found in an unexpected place can become a prized possession. The thrill of discovery is part of what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin has the potential to surprise you, and that possibility keeps collectors searching. Another factor to consider is market demand. Coin values are not fixed, they change based on collector interest, trends, and availability. A coin that may seem average today could become more valuable in the future if interest grows or if fewer examples are available in the market. Patience can sometimes turn an ordinary find into a rewarding investment. If you believe you have a special 1977 quarter, it is always wise to have it examined by a professional. Coin grading services can authenticate and assign a grade, giving you a clearer understanding of its true value. This step can make a huge difference if you decide to sell, as certified coins often attract more serious buyers. It's also important not to clean your coin even if it looks dirty. Cleaning can damage the surface and significantly reduce its value. What may seem like dirt could actually be part of the coin's natural aging process, which collectors often prefer over artificially cleaned surfaces. The dream of finding a life-changing coin is something that fuels many collectors, and while the reality may not always match the hype, the journey itself is incredibly rewarding. A 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark may not automatically make you a millionaire, but under the right circumstances, it can still hold surprising value and historical significance. In the end, the true power of such a coin lies not just in its price, but in its potential. Whether it's worth a few dollars or much more, it represents a piece of history that has survived decades. And who knows, hidden among everyday coins, there might still be undiscovered treasures waiting to change someone's fortune overnight. Next up, the 1988 P Washington quarter is one of those coins that often gets overlooked in everyday pocket change, yet it holds a fascinating place in the world of coin collecting. At first glance, it may appear ordinary, just another quarter featuring George Washington on the front. But beneath that familiar design lies a story of history, minting, rarity, and potential value that continues to attract collectors around the globe. Minted at the United States Mint in Philadelphia, the P mint mark on the 1988 quarter signifies its origin. During this time, millions of quarters were produced for circulation, meaning most examples are still common today. However, what transforms an ordinary 1988 P quarter into something valuable is not just its date or mint mark, but its condition, rarity of errors, and uniqueness in preservation. In circulated or very dirty condition, as you described, the value of a 1988p Washington quarter is typically quite low, usually close to its face value of 25 cents. Dirt, wear, scratches, and environmental damage reduce a coin, appeal to collectors. However, even a dirty coin should not be dismissed immediately, because hidden details, like rare minting errors, can dramatically change its worth. What truly excites collectors is the possibility of rare mint errors. Some 1988p quarters have been discovered with striking errors such as off-center strikes, double die obverse, where the design appears slightly doubled, or clipped planchets. These unusual characteristics can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a highly desirable collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on severity and visibility. Another factor that can increase value is whether the coin was preserved in uncirculated condition. Coins graded as MS65 or higher mint state by professional grading services are far more valuable than worn examples. A perfectly preserved 1988p quarter with sharp details, original luster, and no damage can fetch significantly higher prices in the collector market. However, it is very important to stay realistic. Despite popular myths and viral claims, a standard 1988p Washington quarter, even in excellent condition, is not worth millions of dollars. Coins that reach million-dollar valuations are usually extremely rare historical pieces, unique errors, or coins with very limited mintage, which does not apply to the 1988p quarter in normal circumstances. That said, the excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility of discovering something rare in the most unexpected places. Many collectors have found valuable coins in circulation simply because they took the time to examine details others ignored. Even a dirty coin can hide a rare feature under grime, making careful inspection essential. If you believe your coin might be special, the best step is to clean it carefully, or better yet, not clean it at all, as improper cleaning can reduce value. Instead, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. Experts can determine whether your coin has any rare characteristics that could increase its worth. The legend around coins making you a billionaire overnight adds excitement, but it's important to separate dream from reality. While rare coins can indeed change someone's financial situation, such discoveries are extremely rare. Still, even smaller finds, coins worth hundreds or thousands, can be life-changing for passionate collectors. The 1988p Washington quarter also holds historical significance as part of the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932. It represents a period of modern U.S. coinage where production was high, but subtle variations in minting inconsistencies still created collectible opportunities. For content creators like you, this coin is perfect for storytelling. You can present it as an ordinary coin with hidden potential, building suspense around the idea that something seemingly worthless could carry surprising value. That emotional hook is what keeps viewers engaged and curious. In the end, the real treasure of the 1988p Washington quarter is not just its possible monetary value, but the thrill of discovery it represents. Whether worth 25 cents or a few $100s due to a rare error, every coin carries a story, and sometimes that story is worth far more than the coin itself. Next up, the 1980D Washington quarter is one of those coins that quietly exists in millions of pockets, jars, and collections, yet holds a mysterious appeal for collectors who are always searching for hidden treasure. Minted in Denver, identified by the small D mint mark on the reverse side, this coin carries the classic image of George Washington and represents a continuation of one of America's longest-running coin designs. At first glance, it may seem like just another ordinary quarter, but for those who understand the world of rare coins, even an everyday coin like this can carry surprising potential. Now let's address the most important question. Can a 1980D Washington quarter really be worth millions of dollars? The honest truth is that most of these coins are very common. In circulated and even dirty condition, their value usually remains close to face value, just 25 cents, or slightly higher if preserved decently. A dirty, worn example does not increase value. In fact, it usually lowers it because collectors prefer coins with clear details and minimal damage. However, the story becomes far more exciting when we talk about rare varieties and minting errors. Coins are not always struck perfectly, and when mistakes happen at the mint, they can create highly desirable pieces. If a 1980D quarter has a significant error, such as an off-center strike double die effect or missing design elements, its value can jump dramatically. These rare error coins are what collectors dream about, and in exceptional cases, they can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. Coins are graded on a scale, with the highest levels being mint state, MS. A 1980D quarter in MS65 or higher condition, meaning it looks almost perfect with strong luster and minimal marks, can be worth significantly more than a circulated coin. While not in the millions, such high-grade examples can reach respectable prices in the collector market. Now imagine a perfect storm, a 1980D quarter with a rare mint error, preserved in near-perfect condition and verified by a professional grading service. This is where values can climb into the realm of serious money. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins that are both rare and visually striking. These are the coins that make headlines and create the illusion that any coin from this year could be worth a fortune. But let's be clear and realistic. Becoming a billionaire overnight from a regular 1980D quarter is extremely unlikely. The vast majority of these coins were produced in large numbers, and only a tiny fraction have the unique characteristics that make them truly valuable. Still, the excitement lies in the possibility. Every collector knows that rare discoveries do happen, and sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin can turn out to be something special. A dirty coin in particular should be handled with care. Many people believe cleaning a coin will increase its value, but the opposite is true. Cleaning can damage the surface and remove its natural patina, reducing its desirability to collectors. If you believe your coin might be valuable, it's best to leave it in its original state and have it evaluated by an expert. The design of the 1980D Washington quarter itself adds to its appeal. The strong profile of George Washington on the obverse and the iconic eagle on the reverse give it a timeless look. For collectors, this design represents not just currency but history, a connection to a specific moment in American minting tradition. Market demand also plays a key role in determining value. Coins become more valuable when collectors actively seek them, especially if they are building complete sets of Washington quarters. A high-grade or rare 1980D coin can become a key piece in such collections, pushing its price higher through competition. Another important factor is authentication. Many people believe they have a rare coin, but without proper verification, it's impossible to confirm. Professional grading companies can certify a coin's authenticity, condition, and any unique features. This certification can dramatically increase buyer confidence and, in turn, the coin's market value. It's also worth noting that coin collecting is as much about passion as it is about profit. While stories of million-dollar coins capture attention, most collectors build their collections over time, appreciating the beauty, history, and craftsmanship of each piece. The 1980D quarter may not usually be a jackpot coin, but it still holds a place in that journey. The dream of discovering a life-changing coin is what keeps collectors searching through their change, examining every detail under magnification. Even though the odds are small, the thrill is real. Every coin carries a story, and sometimes that story includes an unexpected twist that turns an ordinary object into something extraordinary. So if you have a 1980D Washington quarter, don't rush to spend it, but also don't assume it will make you rich overnight. Examine it carefully, look for unusual features, and consider having it professionally evaluated if something seems special. While most will remain simple quarters, a rare few could stand out, and those are the ones that keep the dream alive in the world of coin collecting. Next up, the 1989D Washington quarter is often talked about with excitement in the coin collecting world, especially by people hoping to discover a hidden treasure in their pocket change. Minted in Denver, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the coin, this quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the front and the classic eagle design on the reverse. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin, but for collectors, every detail, from its condition to its rarity, can make a difference in its true value. Now, let's be clear and realistic right from the start. A regular 1989D Washington quarter, even in a dirty or worn condition, is usually worth only its face value of 25 cents. This might sound disappointing, especially when you hear stories about coins selling for thousands or even millions, but those extraordinary prices only apply to extremely rare error coins or coins in perfect uncirculated condition graded at the highest levels. However, the excitement begins when we talk about rare minting errors. A 1989D quarter with a significant error, such as a double die off-center strike or wrong planchet, can become highly desirable. These rare mistakes are what collectors dream of finding. If such an error is clearly visible and authenticated, the coin's value can jump from a few cents to hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the uniqueness and condition. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. A coin described as very dirty is typically considered circulated and worn, which lowers its value significantly. Dirt, scratches, and discoloration hide fine details and reduce collector interest. However, sometimes what looks like dirt could be tunning or natural aging, which certain collectors actually appreciate. Cleaning the coin is strongly discouraged because it can permanently damage the surface and reduce its collectible worth. Professional grading is another key factor. Coins that are graded by recognized grading services and receive a high grade, such as MS65 or higher, can be worth far more than ungraded coins. A pristine 1989D quarter in mint state condition could sell for several dollars or more, and in rare top population grades, possibly even higher at auctions. But again, this level of perfection is extremely rare. There is a common myth that ordinary coins from the 1980s can suddenly make someone a millionaire overnight. While it's true that some coins have sold for astonishing amounts, those are usually unique cases involving rare historical errors, extremely low mintage or perfect preservation. The 1989 D quarter was produced in large numbers, which means it is not inherently rare unless it has something unusual about it. Still, the idea of hidden treasure keeps collectors searching. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story includes a mistake made during production. That's why it's always worth checking your coins carefully. Look closely at the date, mint mark, edges, and design details. Even a small anomaly could turn an ordinary coin into something special. For content creators like you, this coin offers a great opportunity to build excitement and curiosity. You can present it as a coin to check carefully, emphasizing that while most are common, a rare error version could be valuable. This approach keeps your audience engaged without spreading unrealistic expectations. It's also important to understand the history behind the Washington Quarter series. First introduced in 1932, the design has remained one of the most recognizable in American coinage. By 1989, the coin was part of everyday circulation, used by millions of people daily, which is why finding a truly rare version today is both challenging and thrilling. Collectors often rely on magnifying tools to inspect coins in detail. Tiny differences in lettering, alignment, or thickness can reveal whether a coin is ordinary or extraordinary. If you ever suspect you have a rare variation, it's best to consult a professional coin dealer or submit it for grading. In today's market, the real value of a 1989 D quarter depends entirely on its uniqueness and condition. Most will remain simple pocket change, but a rare error coin in good condition could fetch a surprising price. The key is knowledge, patience, and careful observation. So while the dream of becoming a billionaire overnight from a single coin is more fantasy than reality, the thrill of the hunt is very real. Every coin you examine brings a chance, however small, of discovering something rare. And sometimes that possibility is what makes coin collecting truly exciting and worth pursuing. Next up, the 1987 P Washington Quarter may look like just another ordinary coin at first glance, especially if it appears worn, darkened, or covered in dirt from years of circulation. But hidden beneath that rough surface could lie a story of incredible rarity and unexpected value. This coin, struck at the Philadelphia Mint and marked with a small P, belongs to a time in U.S. coinage when production was high, yet certain rare variations slipped through unnoticed. These hidden treasures are what collectors dream of, and sometimes what appears worthless can turn into a life-changing discovery. In 1987, millions of Washington quarters were minted, and most of them still circulate today with only face value. However, a very small number of these coins were struck under unusual conditions: mint errors, off-center strikes, doubled dies, or even coins struck on the wrong planchet. These rare variations are the true stars of the coin world, and if your 1987 P quarter carries any of these unique features, its value could skyrocket beyond imagination. Now imagine holding a coin that looks dirty, worn, and neglected. Most people would ignore it, maybe even spend it without a second thought. But in the world of coin collecting, condition does not always tell the full story. Some rare error coins have been discovered in extremely poor or dirty condition, yet still sold for thousands, and in some extreme cases even more because of their rarity and uniqueness. The real magic lies in the details. A 1987 P quarter with a double die error where the design appears slightly duplicated can attract serious collectors willing to pay huge amounts. Similarly, coins with misaligned strikes or missing design elements are highly sought after. These are not just coins, they are mistakes turned into masterpieces, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for such rare oddities. Another important factor is the mint mark itself. The P mint mark represents the Philadelphia Mint, which historically did not include mint marks on quarters until 1980. By 1987, the P had become standard, but any variation in its placement, size, or clarity can add to the coin's uniqueness. A faint, off-center, or partially missing mint mark can significantly increase collector interest. Even a coin in very dirty condition, as you described, should never be cleaned. Cleaning a coin can actually destroy its value because collectors prefer original surfaces, even if they appear worn or aged. That dirt and tunning could be part of the coin's natural history, and removing it might erase evidence of its authenticity or rarity. In today's market, a normal 1987 P Washington quarter is worth only 25 cents to a few dollars in uncirculated condition, but rare error versions have been known to sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their uniqueness. While stories of million-dollar quarters are extremely rare and often exaggerated, the truth is that the right coin in the right condition with the right error can absolutely change someone's financial situation overnight. Collectors and investors are always searching for these hidden gems. Auctions, coin shows, and private sales have seen surprising results when a rare Washington quarter appears. What was once pocket change suddenly becomes the centerpiece of a high-stakes bidding war. That is the power of rarity combined with demand. If you believe you have a special 1987 P quarter, the best step is to carefully examine it under magnification. Look for unusual features, doubling, cracks, missing elements, or anything that seems out of place. If something stands out, getting the coin authenticated by a professional grading service can reveal its true worth and protect you from undervaluing it. The idea that such a coin could make you a billionaire overnight is more of a dream than reality, but it is not entirely impossible for a rare coin to bring life-changing money. History has shown that rare coins can sell for extraordinary prices, especially when they are one of a kind or tied to unusual minting errors. So before you dismiss that dirty 1987p Washington quarter, take a closer look. That small, worn piece of metal could carry a hidden story, a rare mistake, or a collector's dream waiting to be discovered. Sometimes, the greatest treasures are the ones we overlook the most. In the end, the value of your coin depends on its rarity, condition, and uniqueness, not just its appearance. Treat it carefully, research it thoroughly, and never rush to sell it at a low price. Because in the world of rare coins, one small discovery can truly change everything. Thank you for taking the time to explore the fascinating world of rare coins with us. Your passion for discovering hidden treasures like the 1987p Washington quarter shows a true collector's mindset, where even the smallest details can lead to something extraordinary. Remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can turn into real value when you least expect it. Stay curious, keep searching, and never underestimate the power of what you hold in your hands, because your next great discovery could be closer than you think.